first. So by the end of this week, once we are done with this, I would like you to give me a presentation, or let's say uh, a knowledge transfer, a reverse KT for this particular Activate methodology. What is the process? How we do? I would like you to give me a session for like 20-25 minutes at least.
Okay, sure, I'll try.
Okay, so you can. I'm just telling it right away so that you will take some time now, at least from today until Friday. We'll plan this on Friday.
Okay, Friday. Friday, you are expecting me to deliver the presentation.
Yeah, deliver
Okay.
the presentation. You have to let me know or probably present me about the phases of an SAP project,
Mm-hmm.
how we will do, what are all the different deliverables. This is what we are going to discuss in the next 1 or 2 sessions, today and tomorrow.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I would like you to enhance whatever we have learned and relate that to a project, and then present me with that.
Okay.
Okay, so let me share my screen. I'll first open this syllabus. Do you see my screen?
Not now. I can. I think yes. Yeah. Now I can see your screen.
Okay, very quickly to recap, we discussed completely about the basics of SAP, what are the different roles, best practices, process flow, these stuff we discussed, and then we also went into a few details about this project management and process group and knowledge areas, which I think you will go through.
Yeah.
Um, right on the fag end of the training sessions, we will probably again touch base on these two, parts. Right. For now, let's step into this SAP project lifecycle. This is very important for you to understand as a project manager. Okay. We will focus on five, let's say 6 different phases that is there as part of any SAP ERP project implementation. One is discover, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, and run. Okay. So at any point of time, whenever you are being asked about task activate, you can always relate it to 6 different phases, which is this. However, all these phases need not be part of all the implementations.
Mm-hmm.
These 4 are going to be mandatorily part of any implementation: prepare, explore, realize, deploy. Run also predominantly everyone will be taking up. However, this is some this is basically your ongoing operations, your support. What happens before that, before you kickstart a project, forms the part of discover. This is your actual execution.
Okay.
Okay, we will go into this individually one by one. Um, I will just open this particular document. So first thing is, okay, let's not get into this link. However, I'll click it and keep it open so that later we can discuss about that. Okay, so before you look into all these things, are you aware of what happens behind a project, behind the scenes of, before someone is giving you to execute a project for a customer? What happens behind the scenes? Are you aware of that process?
What happens as in the requirements and everything? Like
No, no,
we.
not actually the requirements. Requirements are something that you take as part of the project, right, during your execution.
Okay. So
But
not.
I'm saying, let's say you're doing a project for Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
They have a scope.
Mm-hmm.
How do Microsoft select the vendors? How does they communicate to you that this is my need, this is my requirement? Then how do you react to that? What process happens in between that? So this is all part of pre-sales or discover phase. Okay, that we spoke about here, the first phase of the project, discover. Okay, to give you a brief, first thing you need to understand is this whatever we are going to discuss is part of pre-sales and sales team. You are not going to be involved as a project project manager or a delivery manager. The pre-sales team and the sales team will be responsible to drive the conversations with the customer to get you a project.
Okay.
Okay, I'll quickly close this up because it's not something very important for you to deep dive. It's something. I mean, it's good if you understand this part, what happens behind the scenes, so that later if there's some execution problems during your course of the project, you can reach out to the respective team. At least you will have a background of what has happened. Okay, it is to start with. Customer, assume you are doing a customer, you are doing a project for customer. Okay, some customer is there. They will select few vendors, vendor A, B, C. All right. So vendor, this customer, I will name it as customer Z, for example. Okay. Now the Z customer wanted to implement a HR software.
Okay.
Okay. HR software does not necessarily mean SAP. Fewer times the customer will be firm that they want to implement SAP, but there are high possibilities, high chances that they'll still be evaluating. This is the initial stage. What I mean, they'll be evaluating Oracle, they'll be evaluating Zoho HR Suite, they'll be evaluating Mastro, or they'll be evaluating SAP SuccessFactors. There will be a lot of softwares they'll be evaluating. Okay. For example, vendor A does SAP, vendor B does SAP and Oracle, vendor C is for Salesforce. Let's say Workday for that matter, because we're talking about HR. Okay. So in these cases, this Z customer will share RFP, request for proposal. Okay. This proposal will say, I want this scope. These are all the processes that we need to develop. These are all the different business requirements that I have. You guys give me suggestions on what solutions I can go, what is the price, what is the commercials, and how long do you need to, what's the timeline for you to implement, how many resources you would need to implement. All these things they will be questioning us as part of RFP. So as vendor A, B, and C, we will give responses to RFP. We will give responses. Okay. Responses, how will we usually give is that there is something called as TP, CP. TP means technical proposal. CP means commercial proposal. Predominantly, most of the SAP players, they follow the same thing. They submit something called as TP. They submit something called as CP. TP means technical proposal. Here it is purely technical. What modules we are going to implement, what is the processes we are going to implement. Let's say they will not be saying success. I mean, they'll just be saying in the requirement RFP, this customer will be saying, I want onboarding solution. That's all. They'll not be putting that exact term of onboarding also. They'll just say, I would like to bring in employees through efficient manner. I would like to initiate a link from the system so that employee can upload all the documents for the verification. After upload of documents by the employee, we would like to verify and approve the documents, proof of documents. There has to be 3 levels of approval. Level 1 has to be this person, level 2 this person. They will explain the requirements as such. It will not be in a detailed manner. So you as a vendor should understand the requirements and map it to a module, and within the module what process it will fit into. So this will be your job. So all these processes will be part of, all these solutions that you're going to give will be part of technical proposal. After this, you will also have to tell, okay, there is onboarding, there is EC, there is employee central, there is employee central payroll. Now you would need 3 consultants for this. For me to execute this, I would need 6 months total timeline. For 6 months, 3 consultants, this is the cost. So you will have to give the commercial proposal also in this particular section, stating that I will need this much amount to execute this project in this timeline. Okay. Usually, what does a technical proposal contain? Is that it has project timeline, okay, solutions that we are going to offer, modules and business processes that we will implement to map the solution. Then what is the value benefits that they will get? Then we will also be talking more on this thing, project deliverables, governance model, then communication model, then our org structure, how do we operate in general for any project, then value add-ons that we can provide as a vendor to them. So this is purely related to implementation, how we can help them implement this software better. Okay, this is how it is going to be structured. And then your CP is going to be involving your commercial or budgetary terms and conditions. How you have to pay, what's the payment term, so things as such, it will be there. One more important thing is project milestones here, which I have missed. I mean, not necessarily these are all the only things that will be available. I'm just saying these are all certain things that will be available for sure. There are, again, it depends on the customer you are dealing with.
Okay.
So during the time of RFP itself, they'll say you will have to give me all these details. Okay, this is how it is. So you will submit TP and CP to against the RFP that is given by your customer, that is given, I mean, circulated by your customer. So similarly, vendor A will give, vendor B will give, vendor C will give. Okay, during the course of implementation. I mean, this is before you even get a project as a project manager, whatever we are discussing now.
Yeah.
I hope that part is clear.
Business level.
Yeah, it is at the sales and business heads level. Okay, you will not be engaged as a delivery team.
Okay.
However, during this time, your subject matter experts will be involved, because they are the ones who will give solutions. They are the one who will map. Okay, for this you will have to implement onboarding. In onboarding, you will have to implement these sub processes.
Okay.
Okay, as a project manager, that's why I mentioned, I think in the last class, there are chances that some organizations will involve a project manager at this stage itself, but most of the large scale organizations, they do not. Only after you get a project, they will come and say, we got a project, this is the scope, this is the budget you have, you go execute and come. That's all. Okay, this is about TP and CP. This is how you respond to the customer. So now, how many this customer Z would have got response from vendor A, vendor B, vendor C. Okay, now they have 3 TPs and 3 CPs which they can evaluate. They will have some qualifying criteria.
Okay.
Then they will also have certain gates. Then they will have something called as weight, I can say weightage.
Okay.
So they will look into, in here you'll also have to give references. This is also one more important thing, references. So if your customer is someone who is in that region, you will have to say, for this specific region we have implemented HR solution success factor for A vendor, I mean A customer, B customer, C customer, so that he'll be confident that okay, these guys have implemented to someone else. So there are high chances that these guys can successfully implement for me also. That's how it is. Okay, so it depends. This is all subjective. This is all subjective to the customer. They can have many things as qualifying criteria. They will start ranking based on these. They will start ranking.
Okay.
Vendor A they will rank. Vendor B they will rank. Vendor C they will rank. Now, after all the discussions and conversations they have with the management, they'll select a vendor. Assume they select vendor A. Okay. After this, a contract will be signed.
Okay.
This is when you are sure that you are going to get the project. So customer Z has given it to vendor A. So in vendor A, that's when the project manager will be informed, or let's say this also sometimes will be part of the business head only, business sales and sales. And from sales, after you sign the contract, it comes to the project management team, PMO team.
Okay.
From sales team. This is when you will have to start taking KT from them.
KT from the sales team.
Correct.
Okay.
Because
To
they would have
understand.
now to understand how is the customer, what is their because outside of the paper, which is the contract, they would have so many conversations. So
Yeah.
you'll have to understand the dynamics, what's the environment in there, who is supporting what. Many a chance, many times the challenge will be, let's say there are few, let's say 4 or 5, managers in HR department. 3 would be in favor of SAP, 1 would be in favor of Workday. Okay, that one person would always be the problematic person during your implementation. Even for minor things, he will start escalating. So all these dynamics you need to understand before you kickstart a project. Okay, such that during the course of the project, you will know whom to concentrate better. So for example, if, as I said, A, B, there are 4 people, fourth one is the one who is supporting Workday, he's not too much inclined towards SAP. Your focus should be on the fourth guy. Whatever requirements he gives, you will have to adhere to it no matter what. Because that's when you satisfy that person. Otherwise, it's high. There are high chances that he will escalate, and your implementation might not go successful. So these are all certain things that you need to take care as a project manager. This is why I mean KT process from the sales team. Who is what? How is the team environment there? Who is supporting SAP? Who is not supporting SAP? And about under the table agreements that they have. Sometimes this also happens during the project. In the paper they'll say, for sure not in the western regions, but it depends on the region that you're working for. If it's Middle East, there are high chances that they will do certain under the table agreements, and then they say in the contract, let's put it this way, however during execution we'll try to give you someone at on-site even though it's for offshore. So these agreements also they will have. So these are all certain things that you need to take KT from the sales team before you kickstart a project. Okay. There's also one more thing. I was talking about this qualifying criteria, gates, and weightage, right? What happens usually is how they do ranking, not just by the papers that you have based on TP and CP. There will be a process of demonstration.
Oh, okay.
You will have to do demos to your customer. Not the customer, your prospect in this case. Okay, you'll have to do a demo. They'll be confident. You'll have to clarify their queries. There'll be multiple rounds of demo. Then there are cases where we have defense proposal also. Defense proposal. What this means is, sorry, this is not defense proposal. It's proposal defense. Okay, what happens is here you demo the system. Is it in this case SuccessFactors system? Okay. You have given something. You will do a presentation stating this is my solution. You ask me for this. This is my solution. Okay. Now I will also show you in the system as a demo how this is going to help you. How the solution is going to help you. I'll configure some sample cases based on their business, and then I'll just show a system so that I can build confidence to win the project. Okay, this is one part. The other part is you have submitted the paper, right? So the paper that is TP and CP, which is going to explain what are all the technical things that is happening inside. That is going to do that you are going to do during the project. They will read the proposal. They will have a lot of questions, clarifications. They will also say, okay, my judgment was you will take 6 months. However, in your proposal, you said you will only take 3 months. How come you arrived at this solution? How come you are saying project timeline is 3 months while we anticipated 6 months? So these questions will come up, and then you only propose this solution. How is your solution going to cover my need of doing a backdated payroll? Some questions they will have. So you will have to defend the proposals or answers that you are given against their RFP. This is called proposal defense. This is also one level of thing that can happen. Based on all these factors only, they'll start ranking.
Okay.
Then they'll select a vendor, then they'll go for contract signing. After they sign, it comes to the PMO. Then from the PMO, they'll allocate a project manager. PMO assigns project manager to the project. This happens as part of the this thing. Discover phase. So you are clear with this part? This is predominantly what is discover in usual. I mean, in practical, execution.
Yes, so far I'm good.
Okay. So now let us get into this part. So if you check here in this particular image, so if you see, as I told you, there are 6 different phases: discover, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, run. However, contracting, if you see this gray area, it is beginning. I mean, I would say it is at the end of discover, right?
Yeah.
As I explained here also, all this happens before, I mean, as part of the discover phase. And at the end, when we sign the contract, this is when we close the discover phase and move on to prepare. Once a project manager is assigned, then this means you're going to start kick off. I mean, you will kick off the project and start, dealing with the daily activities required to move the project further. So after this, if you see, there is customer team, there is partner team. Partner is nothing but us, the vendor. I mean, customer is the one who to whom you're going to implement. After this, during the prepare, explore, realize, deploy phases, you're going to have the project team itself. Project team meaning both the team. So whenever I say project team, it involves both the customer team as well as your
partner
implementation team, your partner team. Okay, then comes
partner team. The partner team is the implementation team.
Correct. So basically, yes. Then during the run, it is them who will start doing the operations, right? They'll start running the systems on their own. That's again a customer team. This is the crux between this image. Then when we move into to give, I mean, whatever I have given here, whatever this image depicts is a very high level explanation of the phases. However, this is the starting point. So what happens as part of each phase? Discover, now you're clear, right? So shall we move on to prepare?
Yes.
Okay. So what happens as part of prepare? Your initial planning and preparation, basically, as the term says, prepare. You prepare for your project, basically. That's all. Okay. Then what happens as part of prepare? I'll just brief you. Anyway, we'll discuss that in detail, just for you to keep in mind. In prepare, that's when you do your project kickoff. Okay, project kickoff meaning you're inviting all the official stakeholders of the project, and then you're formally announcing them. This is what we're going to do. This is our timeline that is agreed. This is our scope. These are all the agreed, deliverables that we have. This is how we are going to communicate. We will have daily calls, weekly calls. This is going to be a governance model. All these things you communicate to them, and then you kick off a project officially. This is one. Then you will prepare a project charter. You are aware of project charter, right?
Yes, I
am. Okay. So we will prepare a project charter, and we will have something called a scope statement. How are we? I mean, what's the scope? What do we do? we will further in detail explain about the scope statement and get it signed off. And then we will also have stakeholders matrix. So because you have to identify your stakeholders. At the beginning of the project, they'll not say from which department you're going to deal with. So even when we take success factor, you will have someone who takes care of onboarding, someone who will take care of the payroll part, someone who will take care of the PMS, someone who will take care of the learning management. There are different stakeholders, right, for different modules. So your duty is to identify who from the customer end will take care of which module to give us business requirements, basically. So this happens as part of that prepare phase. So we will discuss all of these in detail, but this is very important activities that I've spoke about, which happens as part of the prepare phase. Then as we move, explore phase. During the explore, as I told you, SAP is already pre-configured to an extent. Okay, it's something that is called as best practices.
Okay.
You need not build the base in SAP. Base is always there. What you need to build is how many customer, what the master data of the customer and certain enterprise structure. I told you, right? Enterprise structure. So those things are the ones you need to build as part of the configuration part. And apart from that, if there is any more customizations that the customer will need, you will also have to get the requirements for that and understand what's the level of customizations that they're expecting as part of business requirement. That is why this says perform fit gap analysis. Okay, the first pointer. Is it visible or should I?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is good.
So as part of the first thing, if you see, perform fit gap analysis. What this means is, are the customers' requirements fitting to the standard, or is there any gap? This is your job here. Okay. Then identified gaps and configured values are added to the backlog for use in the next phase. This phase is the most important phase where you collect all the business requirements, you map that to the processes that is available as standard in SAP, you understand how many customizations are needed, and you also go into the details of roles and authorizations, like I told you previously, right? You understand the roles and authorization, you will understand the customizations that is needed, you understand what is the enterprise structure, you understand what is the configuration that is needed to be done during the next phase, which is realize phase. This is when you touch the system, basically, in relation to the customer. Up until now, you will still have a system, but that is standard system given by SAP. It's not specific to a customer. Okay. After you gather requirements and freeze that, you prepare a document, you get it signed off only, you will move on to realize phase. And then you start building your system, you start configuring a system, which is development system. We talked about 3 different systems, right? Can you tell what the 3 systems are?
Production, test,
Yeah.
Production, and quality. No, production, quality, and oh my god, how can I forget?
No, dev, quality, production. It's
Dev
simple.
quality
Development.
production. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Dev quality production. Yeah.
Yeah. Development, quality, production. So you do it in development first.
Yes.
Okay, as part of the realize phase.
Yeah.
So here you see, as part of the realize, build and test an integrated business and system environment. So by build, they mean you're going to configure whatever. So by now you would have understood, right? What is the need? What is the configuration? What is the enterprise structure? All these you have known. Then you build that, you test that according to the roles. You will test it, and then you build a system that is ready to be given to the business for their UAT. Then you also do one more activities, which is you have to load the data, right? As I told you, master data and transactional data. Right? So you'll have to get the data, load it, because your UAT should happen with their real-time data. If you are doing, let's say, if you're manufacturing a computer, you will those guys who are manufacturing computers, those business users will know what is a CPU, what is a monitor, and what is the keyboard and what is the mouse. Instead, if you give them how to build a CNC machine, you put them, loading, unloading the CNC panel. If you put those components, they'll not be able to relate to it, right? Only when they see their own data related to their business, they can relate to it. So you will need to upload the data that is very specific to their business, which they can relate to. Okay,
In the
which you'll
quality
have to work
system?
with them. No, in the development first.
In the development first, and
Yeah.
that will move to quality.
Yeah, so we will discuss about that.
Okay.
I mean, within that, you have a lot of things to do in development and quality. There's a cycle that happens behind. But for you to understand on a very high level, before we dig deep into each of this phase, I just wanted to say that we are also focused on uploading the data, not just on the configuration. We will be focused on uploading the data and moving further with the UAT. Then in the deploy, the next phase, you deploy, we set up the production system. Then we confirm the organization readiness. This means your users has to be ready. They have to be equipped to use the system, right? Because as soon as you go live, they are supposed to do the transactions in live production system.
Yeah.
Right. So they have to be trained well. They have to be, all the infrastructure that is necessary for them in the shop floor, their laptops, and then the laptop should have the GUI or Fiori. The Fiori links should be in their laptops. All this infrastructure readiness, customer readiness should be taken care. Then the system go live should happen. Then project closure and hypercare. You are aware of the term hypercare?
I am aware of the term, yeah. But I
Yeah.
don't know
So
in actual, but yes, I'm aware hypercare. There is
okay,
something
great.
called hypercare, yeah.
Okay, this is basically your support. That's all. Hypercare meaning you can term that as an ICU,
Okay,
intensive
emergency.
care unit. Yeah. So hypercare means if you are part of AMS, you will be given attention. But if you are still in the hypercare phase, it means that you will need to have a doctor right next to you.
Oh, okay.
It's as such. Okay,
Okay.
AMS is general ward. Your hypercare is something like an ICU, if you can
Okay,
relate.
that means if it is in hypercare, then there should be a consultant 24 into 7 who can support.
Correct. Who
Okay.
can support them, and let's say level of engagement with them should be very intensive.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's how it is. Then project closure. Then run means safe and efficient way of operations of the newly created solution. This is very simple. You are going to support the team of business to run their transactions daily in the production system. This is how it is. Okay, this is on a very, very, very high level when it comes to the project phases. Okay, can you repeat this part, because this is very ultra important for you to. If you have to put activate in a nutshell, it is this one.
Yeah.
The methodology part of it. There are three things within activate. Within the three things, in one, which is the methodology, activate methodology, this is the crux. If you're able to explain this, because this will be one of your interview questions when you go to any activate SAP project management right now, for the position of SAP project manager, the first thing they'll ask is, okay, what is activate methodology, what is the phases, in each phase what will you do?
Okay. So, if they ask something like that, so my answer should be in generic term or related to some project.
No, related to SAP, not respect to any solution or something. With
Okay.
regards to SAP, your terminology should be very in sync with the SAP's ecosystem,
Okay.
not to a regular SDLC process. Because in regular SDLC, it's different. Here, you will have to use the terminology of fit gap analysis.
Okay.
Okay, then data migration is something that is important. Then
Okay.
configuration is something that is important. TR is something that is important.
Okay.
Then let's say, so there are specific terms that you need to because you're very new into SAP, because you will not find this very, you would have not heard this very often. However, if you have started engaging into any SAP implementation,
Mm-hmm.
you will start hearing these terminologies very easily.
Frequently, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So can you again repeat, so that I can correct if you have not understanding and if you have not understood anything. What happens very simply in your simple terms, what you have understood for each phase.
Like discover is discovering out or
Okay,
understanding what
I will put this out for now. Or what do you think? Will you be able to tell me without looking at that? From whatever you have, I mean, you can give it a try. It's still
yeah, I
fine.
can give it a try. Like I'll be very very
It's
generic in
you be very generic. I don't want
layman
you to put it
language,
in SAP
not
terms. Yeah, yeah,
related
yeah.
to SAP or SDLC.
Yes,
Like
yes, yes.
very. So discovery, what I'm understanding is to understand what the customer's need is. If we are taking project from someone, we will have to understand what they actually want, what the product should be, and um, uh, uh, the the technical perspective as well, and the commercial perspective as well. And
Okay,
yeah, so like everything, we will check on the technologies, we'll check on the the amount of money that we need, and we will propose it. First we'll understand what the customer wants, and then we will do our own research. How many resources we want, how much time will it take, how much amount we need, and then we will
okay,
propose it to the client. The client again will come back. If they agree, then okay. If not, then they will again come back, and we will uh, we will let them understand. We'll give a okay. I got stuck. Demonstration. The client will give the demonstration, or it is us who has to give them
we
a
have to
demonstration?
give. We have
Okay.
to give to whatever
Okay.
solution you are proposing. You have to give the demonstration.
Yeah. So they'll come back to us, and then we will demonstrate them, and then make them understand and let them know why we are whatever we are needing. We will basically justify what we are needing,
Yeah, yeah.
and then according to that, the client agrees. And when the client agrees, we will prepare SOW. Will prepare will The contract will be signed. Will prepare
Yeah.
a contract, and it will be signed, and then it will go to the PMO, and the like PMO will be involved, but PMO will then assign a project manager to that
Right.
after completion of everything.
Yeah.
And then comes the prepare phase. In the prepare, the project manager will start planning as per the requirement. And the project manager will document everything. uh, the in the planning, it would like how to say, I'm trying to remember the terms, but I'm not getting it
No, no, it's
now.
okay. It's okay. I mean, you
Yeah, so
can.
we will
I mean,
plan how to go according, like
kick off.
the
Kick
project,
off is
yeah,
the
to
first thing
kick
that you
off
need to
the
remember.
yeah, to kick off the first thing, everything, how we are, how we will go with this, how the weekly calls, and the resources that are involved, everything will be planned. Like how we are going to
Okay.
kick off, and what will the at last, from starting to delivering, like from
Okay.
yeah, from starting phase to the initial phase to the delivery phase will be planned by the project manager over here. And explore is the SAP has its own customization. So and the requirement that we have, we will we will we will check with the best practice, and the
Mhm.
customization that we want, we will check with the best practice, and we will see what else, what are the things that we need.
Okay.
and then realize is like after having everything, after checking with the uh, after checking
Okay,
the best practice.
before you step into realize, in
Mhm.
explore, what is the firm output that you will get? Two things, two important things.
Okay. Oh,
We spoke about two things, basically two or three things, let's say.
okay. I forgot.
Okay, so whenever you talk about realize, three important things. One is your solution design document.
Okay.
Okay, solution design meaning basically the process document, business
Okay.
blueprint, or in other words. Okay, this will explain in SAP your process is mapped like this. You will have to. It's like a I would say it's a bible for your process. That's all.
Mm, okay.
uh, if tomorrow someone needs to come understand about how they are doing sales, export sales,
Mm,
this will say clearly this is how you do export sales in SAP. In SAP, I'm not talking about in actual business. Business has a different document. There is
mhm,
SOW, standard operating SOP, not SOW, SOP, standard operating procedure. For
okay.
export sales, this is how we operate for to do business. However, in SAP,
Mm,
how do you execute? How do you map the process? How do you execute the transactions? What are the different processes covered? These things will be recorded in a business process or business blueprint document. This is one.
mm,
Second, which will also clearly give you what are the configurational values, which is enterprise structure also, like I said.
okay.
Okay,
In
this
the
is one.
process document.
Second thing is your customization. How many customizations, what we are going to do. Number
Okay.
three is roles and authorization. These are three very important things. Apart from, I mean, though there are many other deliverables, these are the most extremely important things as part of explore phase.
Okay. So number one is process document, and number two. Oh, sorry. Number
Number
two
two
was
is customizations.
customization, and number three is roles and authorization.
Yeah,
And then after having these documents, we'll move to realization. We will where we will actually put in our uh, the real work will start.
correct.
As people,
Until explore and I mean prepare and explore, will you be touching the customer system
no,
to do any configurations?
no,
Okay, why is it so?
uh, because
Okay,
no,
it's
I think
because the
I hmm,
yeah. Go on.
no,
Give it a try.
yes,
No, give it
no,
a try. It's okay.
no. I may be wrong. You tell me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's nothing wrong to be wrong. It's still fine. You can go ahead.
Because customers, this is something which we will deliver to the customer. Uh, I think of like until unless we are sure we will not touch the customers.
Exactly. You're right. The output of your explore is when you understand the actual needs of your customer, you document it, you get it signed off, right?
Mm,
Like, boss, this is your need. This is how I'm going to map it in system. This is where it does not support SAP standard does not support. I'm going to do customization. For customization, I'm going to do this stuff. This is your requirement for customization also. Then this is how you want your roles to be structured. Now all these things are signed off. Okay, now I'm going to touch your system and start configuring because you have given me a formal acceptance and agreement that this is what I want. Okay, that's the reason basically. You were right. So let's proceed further in realize.
and then we have deploy.
No. Okay, realize we did not still close.
Okay, okay. So realize is the act where we will actually start doing what we have. We will start uh, implementing things
Okay.
after having all the documents, all the correct documents. The final what should be the final output, we will start working on that in the realize phase.
Okay. Okay.
and then we will move to deploy. In deploy, we will have our
No,
production
what do
system.
you do as part of realize? The end. Okay, you do something, then you also do something else with the business. What do you do?
With the business.
UAT, UAT.
Okay, UAT.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
you are configuring something, you are testing it on your own, and then
so
you are giving it to the
development,
business.
development and UAT will be in realize.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So we will set up the development environment. We'll set up the UAT. We will do our coding, everything, and we will test and give it to the business.
Yeah. Okay. This is where you will have to tweak a little bit.
Hmm.
You said you will do the coding, right? In SAP, it's not just about coding. Okay, it's also about configuration. First comes configuration,
Configuration.
then comes coding.
Okay. First is
So
configuration, then is coding.
yeah, coding is for all the customizations that you're going to do. Otherwise, there's no coding needed.
Okay.
Coding is what language, if you can recollect?
Coding as in software, how we have
No,
Java.
no. What
No,
language? No. We
oh, okay.
discussed
What?
about this.
Yeah. A. Mm, AR. ARBP.
Correct.
Abiba. No.
ABAP. ABAP.
ABAP.
ABAP.
ABAP. Sorry. ABAP.
Okay, so these are all things that has to be in your fingertips. So you'll
Yeah.
have to spend more time learning about all these stuffs. And I mean, now that you have moved into this SAP ecosystem, you'll have to understand all the language that everyone speaks. All your consultants, all your customers will speak different. I mean, they'll all speak the same language. However, lot of terms are there. So as a project manager, for you to understand, you will have to understand all these terminologies from all the modules, basically. Okay,
Okay.
significant effort has to be put forth there. So okay, ABAP is something. So two things: one is configuration, coding. Now let's move on to deploy.
Yeah. So in the deploy, we will set up the production environment,
Hmm.
and uh, yes. So before in the and in this production movement, in this production environment, we will move the code, which we will move our uh, whatever we did in the realization phase, the configuration, coding, and the testing that we did, whether after if in the realize, if the test is successful, if the testing is successful, then we will move this to deploy in the production environment. and
Okay.
and if it is in the production
Okay.
environment.
Now comes another question. Do not take it otherwise, but this is
Mhm.
just for you to understand what's the level of efforts that you need to put forth to improve yourself. Okay. What's the terminology that we discussed about when we were moving from one environment to another, development to quality, quality to production? We discussed the term TR. TR is the short form.
Yeah, transfer
If you
request.
can, correct. Okay,
Yeah.
so you should not be telling that as move the code or move the configuration. I mean, it's still fine. You can tell that, but moving the TRs to production. TRs
Okay.
means you're putting it in a generic SAP term that includes your configuration, that includes your coding.
Okay, so over here we will not say coding or code. We will instead of moving the code, we will say moving the TR.
Correct. Movement of technical TRs, moving of functional TRs. That's all.
Okay, TR or FR. Okay.
Okay. So yeah.
So once everything is hypercare is here only. We read
No, no,
about.
no. Hypercare might be here. Not necessarily, but it might be. There are chances that it will be here. You're right. Only hypercare is here.
Okay.
Uh, Go ahead. But
Yes.
you missed an important point, which is what do you call when you move all the transports and people start using? What do you call the term? Go live.
Go live. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go live. Go live is the one. Even when you must be doing certain enhancements, change requests as part of AMS, right? In success factor. When you're doing a large change and when you move the configuration to production,
Mm.
it's again a go live. You announce go live, right? We have gone live with few announcements in onboarding module or PMS module or LMS module. We have announced a new forms, launched a few new forms, something like that. You will put forth. So go live is a very generic term. Whenever some new change requests, some new processes, or a new implementation for that matter are being launched into production system.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So then comes your run, which is basically your operations. It's a good effort that you have given. I think now you'll be able to fairly relate it when I go deep into the individual modules. Whatever you told me right now or whatever we discussed right now is only the high level. Okay, we'll have to discuss more on the deliverables, more on the activities that we do as
Yeah.
part of each phase. Okay, the next thing that we will be doing is we will concentrate more on these four now because we discussed about discover.
Mm.
Run is something that you're already part of. I'm not going to go into details of that.
Mm.
Okay, something that you do as part of your regular support project. You
Mm.
have you get incidents, you have P1, P2, P3, you have SLAs, you'll have to adhere to that.
Yeah.
You assign consultants, then you have something called as change request. All these are very generic stuff. Major change, minor change, mini projects you get. All these is forms part of run.
Okay.
Our
All
focus,
the, mhm.
yeah, good, good. What do you
No,
want to
all
say?
the operational tasks.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Then comes, whatever we are going to focus on from tomorrow is we
Mm.
will dig deep into individual phases, prepare, explore, realize, and deploy alone. And we will talk about how, where do we start, where do we end each phase.
Okay.
Okay. I will give you this document now.
Mm.
Okay. This is again individual. Uh, this at least will give you a high level gist of that activities
Yeah.
that we talked about: key prepare activities, key explore activities, key realize activities, and then key deploy activities.
No.
You read through this. This should help you. You come with an understanding tomorrow. This I
Mm.
think will take roughly 5-10 minutes for you to go through and come back. I would appreciate if you could do that before you come to the call tomorrow.
No, I will revise this recording for tomorrow's call. Tomorrow's session.
Yeah, yeah. Not just the recording, I would say this
Yeah, this
document itself.
document also. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So because this will give you a fair understanding, this will at least give you 20-30% of understanding about each phase activities.
Mm-hmm.
And then within that activities, what do we generally do is something that I will be explaining. Otherwise, 15-20 minutes of time will go for me to explaining all these things itself.
Mm. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you have in mind that you wanted to ask me? Because I think we are done for today. If I start this, we are going to end up uh, prolonging further.
Yeah. Not today. Maybe I'll go through this recording and maybe tomorrow.
Okay, fine. So you got a chance to go into this thing, your project management terms. I think I shared it yesterday.
No, I was very much busy for these past 2 days. Saturday and Sunday.
Okay,
I was
fine.
very busy.
No
That's
problem then.
yeah. But
Um,
I will go through it. I'll project management. I don't think that will be much. I will go through that. Yeah.
Okay, fine. In that case, let's meet up tomorrow. I'll share this, document to you now, so that you can go through this.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'll
Thanks
go
for
through the
joining.
project management document as well today. I'll take some time
Sure, sure,
and yeah, I'll go through
sure.
the document and this today's class also.
Done, done. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining.
Okay.
Is there anything
Okay.
else, or shall we close this call?
Maybe we can close. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Bye.
Sunil. Yeah, bye.